Good afternoon. I'm talking to you today about the petition that we are offering for signature on change.org. We are asking for people to come in and make a change on how our government and society look at child abuse and domestic violence. If you would be interested in helping by signing the petition about changing the Reoffenders Act and setting up a registry for those who have abused children and those who have done domestic violence against anybody. It doesn't matter if it's your spouse. It doesn't matter if it's your girlfriend or a neighbor or family member. It doesn't matter. We are out here and we are searching for some signatures so we can take this before our Senate and the Congress and ask for changes to be taken into seriousness here. Um, We want to be able to let the government know enough is enough. And the question is, when is enough enough? We have a bad habit in this country of saying, okay, so it happened. We turn the cheek, but it continues. When it comes knocking on your door, then what are you going to do? How are you going to handle the situation? Would you take a stand today so that doesn't have to happen to you and your family? And that is what we're asking for today. It's for you to stand up with us, make that change, and make that change starting this moment by signing our petition. My petition was started because my 8-day year granddaughter, she was only 8 days old, 1 week, um, who was abused by my daughter, um, her boyfriend, and he is now in custody. And then, as of yesterday, she had her first follow up. Due to his abuse to her, she ended up with a broken collarbone on the right hand side. I should say this side here. On the right hand side, in this area of her body, she sustained a clerical broken bone in the collarbone area. That bone still is intact, so it's fractured, basically, is what you would call it. And it's cracked in two places, one here and one right at the shoulder. There is enough force to create a crack in a bone that goes from this top corner of your neck to the back of your shoulder blade here. That crack is in the front of that bone and it's broken in two places. Well, yesterday's x-ray showed there's calcification. It is growing back. It's doing good. But still, as a baby, she has to go through occupational therapy now due to her injuries. She'll start that on this Thursday, and today is, of course, Tuesday, September the 15th. So, under the circumstances, this only happened on September the 8th. So, in 7 days, there's calcification, there's signs of healing in the shoulder blade. Her eyes are a lot better. She had busted eye blood vessels behind this side of her eye. Those have healed up. Her sight looks good. Um, I will be happy to show you an updated photo of her here as well. Just a moment. But, under the circumstances, I really feel it is very, very vital that we as a society come together and let the world know enough is enough. We're not doing this anymore. We are taking a stand, and that stand says abuse is abuse and we need to stop it. So, with that said, um, I'm asking again that we all come together as a whole and we work on stopping abuse to children such as this sweet little baby here, this little girl. She was only a week old when she sustained some horrible injuries. As you can see, she's doing good. Um, she's just remarkable. Under a lot of the circumstances, this is what she looked like at the time of her offense that this man caused, that you can see. That is not the way to treat a newborn baby. You just don't do that to a child. We are asking for you to sign a petition through change.org that will make all the difference in the world, because no child at no point in their lives should ever have to go through this. Ever. She is at this point hooked up to tubes at Akron Children's Hospital the evening that this happened, and it's absolutely horrifying. It scares me to know that my granddaughter could possibly have complications, because the way that here, as you can see on this side of her head, she had to have surgical procedure done right there. Um, then she ended up having more surgical procedures done in the back of her head to drain any of the excess um, fluids that is going on inside of there, because he really messed up the back of her head really, really bad. She has a brain bleed. That bleed has not really stopped completely. It's slowed down, but it's not causing any more swelling. And her head circumference is still 35 inches, which is what she was when she was released from the hospital. Other than that, just the simple fact that somebody had the audacity, the hubris to go out there and abandon um, their parental duties to harm a child is enough to say something has to be done in this country. No child deserves it. No adult deserves it. Nobody ever deserves to be treated in such a manner. So, as such, we're asking to sign the petition at change.org that says, please help us take a stand against child offenders and reoffenders of domestic violence. If you will please check out our petition and sign it, we would be greatly appreciated. Second point here I want to make is I am working on creating some kind of a gathering in Youngstown, as semblance of trying to come together with people and get some people in society to stand up with us in my local area, with Congress and the senators and the people here that say that this matters to them. Let's let them know we're ready for them to take a stand. I'm going to make t-shirts. I'm going to have vendors. I'm working on all of that now. We're working on trying to do all this according to COVID-19. So with that said, we're just taking it one step at a time. It's a slow process trying to get this started, but it is a process that's going to take place, and I'll continue to let people know this is our situation and this is what's going on. And I want to say again, please sign our petition. Help us make a change in this society and the way that the world looks at child abuse and domestic violence. I greatly appreciate your time, your patience for the last 10 minutes of this video, and I pray that you will, in every sense of the word, take this to heart. Think about it. If it was your child, your grandchild, your mom, your dad, your grandmother, your grandfather, it doesn't matter who they are. Everybody is accountable for their actions, even if it's your son or your daughter, your uncle, it doesn't matter. Everybody should be accountable for their actions. And if it was your grandchild or your family member or a neighbor even, or a good friend who had been abused, what would you tell them? What would you say? How would you take them under your wing and say it's time to make a change from your current situation to make it better? How are we going to do that? The day is today. And again, I thank you. Take and stand. Let your voice be heard and have